Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Cover Four podcast. And sorry, I'm using the cheaters today. I had a appointment with the retina specialist up in Tulsa, so I'm not wearing my contact. So reading glasses it is, and my partner in crime out in Provo, Utah, Randy Gibson, is in serious need of some crying towels. That is orange and black.
Oh man, I'll
Uh,
tell you,
uh,
rough weekend.
OSU strolls into Love's Field and takes 2 out of 3 from your beloved Sooners.
I know that was a tough one losing to OSU in the last Big 12 bedlam anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and then losing at home on
Yeah,
top of that. That
that's
made it tough. Well, it was kind of
that's
holding my
unusual.
breath. Then game three was kind of tough until the sixth inning.
Yeah, yeah. But then they won 8-2 in the finale, and that puts OU in the 2 spot, and Texas is 1, OSU is 3. They could meet up again in the
Yeah.
semifinals. OSU has got BYU uh, in the quarterfinals.
Mm.
And
That could be interesting.
yeah, there's a couple of playing games for OU and Texas, since they are the 1 and 2 seeds. So they get buys to the quarterfinals, and OSU and OU, if everything goes right, they'd face each other in the semis.
They sure could. Honestly, I'd rather see him face my Cougs, but
Yeah,
but we'll
absolutely.
see what happens. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, it should be.
Oklahoma, well, everybody knew last year when Jordy Ball, the pitcher that was so great, transferred to Nebraska, our pitching was going to be down this year, and everybody had some crimson color glasses on and thought we'd be okay. But you don't lose somebody like Jordy Ball and be okay the
No,
next year anyway. And plus, on top of that, the hitting is just not what it's been the past several years
no,
at
no,
all.
it's not.
Usually
The
they could
bats,
overcome because they were hitting those home runs and their hitting would get so hot during a game at different stretches. They were just literally knocking it out of the park, one after one after one. And that's just not happening this year at all.
no, they are. If you're wanting to see somebody hit the ball out of the ballpark, well, you go 60 miles east and go to Fayetteville, and there's a reason why Courtney Deifel's ball club over there at Fayetteville at the University of Arkansas is called the Bogle Bombers.
Yeah.
And she's got some girls that can hit the ball out like OU did last year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting come next Monday when they put the bracket together.
Yeah, it
I
is.
see
It really is.
3 teams uh, probably going to get to host not only regionals, but super regionals as well. And that's OU, OSU, and Arkansas. And that bracket will come out either Sunday night or Monday as far as how the softball tournament's going to be. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Sure will. We'll just hope that the Sooners can hang on through the final Big 12 tournament, and then we'll see what happens.
Yep, that's true. Well, we talked about state champions last week in golf. Well, out at Sequoia, they have 2 state champions. Uh, Rylan No Fire won the 800 meters, and in typical Sam Horse Chief fashion, the 4x8, better known as the 2-mile relay, they captured the state title in Class 3A. They ran that up in Catoosa. That's where they hold the 4A and 3A meet. That was last Saturday up there at Catoosa. They came in fifth as a team. So hats off to the Indian track team, getting a couple of gold medals.
Congratulations to the Indians.
Yep.
That's
And
great.
this week, the Tigers and Lady Tigers head to the state meet in Class 5A. The girls won the regional, and then the boys came in fourth. 400 meter relay team came in third. Kinley Frazier, Chloe Frazier, Lake and Adams, and Riley Dotson. That's the 400 meter team. The 3,200 mile relay, Annika Bard, Julianne Burns, Annabelle Kelly, and Haley Wilson were fourth, and probably got into the state meet on time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Denisha Bailey, she came in second in the 100 hurdles. The 800 meter relay team of the two Fraser girls, Riley Dotson and Lake and Adams, they were second. 800 meter flat, the girls going in there will be Tori Pham, who came in second. McKenna Hood run the 800. She qualified fourth. And then in the 3,200, Tori Pham won the 2 mile. Ashley Ledemza was fifth, and Allie Rowe was sixth. 400, Riley Dotson came in third. Lake and Adams got fourth. They'll both make the state meet. The 200, Chloe Frazier was fourth. McKenna Hood, she got the 1 mile. She got the mile, the 1,600 meters. She won it. Tori Pham came in third, so both of them will run at the state meet. And then the 4x4 relay came in second. Riley Dotson, Chloe Frazier, Lake and Adams, and McKenna Hood. They will run as a team in the 4x4. In the field events, Sadie Saglin came in second. Corey Rainwater was fourth. Ariana Thomas Crucker came in sixth. Now, believe it or not, the girls can pole vault now.
Oh, I
And
didn't realize that. When did that happen?
a few years ago. And Kira McGinnis came in second, so she qualifies for the state meet automatically. Corey Rainwater came in second in the discus, and Sadie Saglin was fifth. So
Very
a good
good.
showing for Elsie Miller's club.
Oh, heck yeah.
And so that's the
That's
reason
fantastic.
why they wound up winning the region. The boys, on the other hand, the 4x8 relay of Matthew Talbert, Taven Neal, Ishmael Perez, and Wyatt Burson, they won it. So they won the 2 mile relay, the 3,200 meter run. Trey Baker came in first, Jacob Tiger second, and then Caden Turner came in as well. So at least 1-2 in the 2 mile. 800 meters, Trey Baker came in first. Matthew Talbert was fourth. He qualified on time. Trey Baker also won the 1,600 meter, the old mile race, in 4:18:81 and sets a new THS school record for the mile. Jacob Tiger was fifth. Clayton Nix, he will qualify in the 110 meter hurdles. He came in fourth, got in on time. and Carter Kelly will go in the discus. He came in fourth and is a qualifier uh, based on his throw. So fourth place, they whoever the best two are gets in as a qualifier to the state meet.
Mm-hmm.
So, good showing for THS, and they will head to the state meet this weekend. And I'm not real sure where they will hold it at. So the Tiger Boys golf team, they competed in the state meet and dodged the storms, as everybody knows about what happened. And I'll
Yeah,
talk about that here in
had
just
a rough night you guys did yesterday, didn't you?
very rough. The we'll touch on it here in just a minute, but I'm going to try to find the how the state boys 5A day one. We don't have day two because they don't put that out there until tomorrow, and Nick hasn't put how they did out online. So right now, going all the way down to the team standings, McAllister was leading, Collinsville was second, Elgin was third, Guyman was fourth. Let's see. Talco must have had they had a very, very bad day at the office. They were sitting uh, after 36 holes. They were they were plus 147, so they were dragging the bottom.
Hmm.
So, like I say, bad day out there. McAllister was leading at plus 72. Trying to find out where any of our guys were at. Caden Tibbetts would be the one I'd have to look for, but he may be way down the list. It's again a 54 hole event. They play 36 the first day and then 18 the final day. And Caden Tibbetts was 25 over. He shot 83 and 86. And they are playing this thing at Winter Creek Golf and Country Club in Blanchard. That's where they're playing the state meet. And so at least the boys made it to the state tournament. That's a good thing. Right now, the one I'm looking at is seeing how the Northeastern women are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And
How are things going?
they had to say the least, there was an adventure, would be the rash understatement of the year, because the tournament is being played in Bartlesville, Hillcrest.
Oh,
And
is
they,
Hillcrest any damage?
there was a bunch of damage. Uh, they made it. I text Scott Varner this morning, and they were able to get over to the golf course. They had a basement there, and so uh, a lot of the teams wound up getting there. There was a lot of tree damage. Uh, it missed really tearing the course up big time. It tore it up pretty good anyway. I've seen some pictures thanks to Ken McLeod in Golf Oklahoma magazine. He has them up on Facebook, but went about looking at the map about 2 miles northeast of the course. The tornado smashed and destroyed the Hampton Inn there in Bartlesville, right on Highway 75, north of
Wow. I
Highway.
saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that on the news.
yeah.
Yeah.
Barnsdall got absolutely wiped out again. There was one signal 30, which means there was one fatality.
Mhm.
But it was very lucky. In fact, uh, crews came in this morning, cleared out all the debris, and they started at 2 o'clock. They shotgunned it. So they scattered everybody around the course and
Wow.
uh, at 2 o'clock fired the horn off at 2. Right now, Northeastern is currently sixth out of 9 teams. They're plus 40. They are, everybody's played 11 holes. They are currently 14 shots below the cut line. Only 3 teams make it to the national tournament. So right now, everybody has played the back, uh, and except for Jess Parker, and she has still got 17 and 18 to play. Mary Beth Bellum, she's got 18 to play. She started on 7 and started off with a birdie. She is currently 1 over on the back. Uh, we're waiting to see, whose score we throw out. But right now, everybody from what Scott told me on a text, uh, they were pretty shook. Everybody was,
Mhm.
and some of the teams they had never been through a tornado, been close to a tornado. And
Wow.
that would be Augustana and Minnesota State Mankato.
Probably
Uh,
didn't know what to do.
no, no, they probably didn't. But right now, as it stands, Southwestern is leading. They are 14 over. Henderson State from Arkadelphia is second at plus 22. Rogers State, who is hosting the tournament, they are plus 26. They are 11 shots ahead of Harding, who's plus 37. Central Missouri's plus 38. NSU plus 40. Then after that, Augustana's plus 43. UCO's plus 44. And Mankato is plus 67 with 1 round left to go in the 54 hole event. And so that's what's going on up in Bartlesville. They may try to shotgun it again tomorrow because we're supposed to have a bit of weather tomorrow, but I don't know
I
when they're.
saw that y'all were going to maybe get some more.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, do not go to the Illinois River because you're not going to be able to float because it's uh, going to be above the uh, criteria to float. In fact, it's going to be a little bit over flood stage come tomorrow. Now, one other thing as far as state tournament is concerned, well, the Tahlequah Tiger baseball team has made it to the state tournament, and they will play on Thursday. All games are going to be, well, the quarterfinals and semifinals are going to be played at Edmond Santa Fe. Tahlequah will take on Noble at 4 o'clock, with the winner of that game playing at 1:30 on Friday against the winner of Coweta and Duncan. The other four teams in will be Carl Albert and Sapulpa playing at 11. 1:30 will be Elgin and Collinsville. And then the semifinal for those games will be at 11 o'clock, with the final being played at Bricktown at 2 o'clock, where the Oklahoma City AAA team plays. That's the AAA for the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And they are in the Washington Redskins thing right now, because they're not using Oklahoma City Dodgers. They're going to try to come up with a new name.
How are they?
For next year? It's just called the Oklahoma City Baseball Club this year, but they're going to have a new name next year. They just didn't have enough time
Really?
to come up with a nickname for this year.
Really?
I would not be surprised to see them go back to the 89ers.
That'd be okay.
Yeah.
I like that name back in the day.
There
Myself.
is, back in the day, it was the 89ers, back when they played just the north of the big house, out on the fairgrounds, which is no longer there. Then they change of ownership, and they became the Oklahoma City Red Hawks, or as
I remember that.
Our great friend John Brooks called them, the Dead Hawks, kind of like the River Hawks, which I would like for it to be the Dead Hawks and go back to being Redmond and Lady Reds.
Yeah, same. Me too.
And then they've done this, and this probably came down from Oklahoma City. It was probably not only Oklahoma City, but also from LA. So they're probably coming up with a new name for next season. It'll still be Dodger Blue, and they do serve the Dodger dog there, I've heard, at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Really nice ballpark. Worked a couple of Big 12 tournaments there with my buddy Bo Carter, when Bo was the promotion. He wasn't promotion. He was the media director for the Big 12 number of years ago. In fact, I've got one of these mini helmets that they gave us sitting up here on top of my desk here, where I do the podcast. So, but right now, the golf for NSU girls finish up Wednesday, and then Varner goes from there to Edmond down to Kickingbird, because the guys, the Redmond, start Thursday. They'll play Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Kickingbird there in Oklahoma City, and that's being hosted by Southern Nazarene. They're the hosts this year. Golf tournament for the girls, Rogers State for the first time is the host, and it looks like they may have a chance. If they can stay in the top three, they may go to the national tournament. So,
very good.
Well, we talked about OU, with the softball. Let's Arkansas is getting ready for their tournament, which is being played at Auburn. Last year, Arkansas hosted the Southeastern Conference tournament, and they will play in the let's see, they are set to play Thursday at 12:30, and the opponent to be determined. So they'll play the 9th, 10th, and 11th if they continue to win. And let me get to SEC Sports and see if I can find the softball bracket. Mm-hmm. Bear with me for a moment. Here we go. Tournament Central. They will start the bracket. That's what I want. And the bracket goes like this. They will. Game 1 is tonight between Kentucky and Ole Miss. They're the two worst teams in the league. So they play the play-in game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they will go to face the Missouri Tigers, the winner of that game. That'll be on Wednesday. The game's Wednesday, starting at 11. It'll be LSU, the 8th seed. Excuse me, they will play. That's who plays the winner of the game tonight. So it's LSU and winner of game 1 at 11. 2 o'clock, Missouri and Auburn. Then the 5 o'clock game is Georgia and South Carolina. And then, let's see, South Carolina, Mississippi State. Trying to figure out how these brackets go. So it's okay. Now I finally got it right.
Got it.
Okay, now I've got it right here. LSU takes on Alabama. And I was right. The winner of tonight's game plays Missouri. Then Auburn and Georgia, South Carolina and Mississippi State. That's the 8 o'clock game. All those games are going to be played on SEC Network. Tennessee is the 1 seed. They get the winner of game number 2, which is Alabama LSU. Arkansas gets the winner of Missouri, Ole Miss, Kentucky. That's at 2. Then Florida gets either Auburn or Georgia. A&M, which is the 3 seed, they get South Carolina or Mississippi State. Then the semifinals is Friday at 4 and 6:30, championship game, 5 o'clock, and the semifinals and finals will be on ESPN2. So OU fans, get ready for that come next year, because
Yep, that's
you'll
right.
get SEC Network. You'll get to see your Sooners a little bit more, not
Mhm.
only with SEC Network Plus, but also with the family of networks, SEC Network, ESPNU, ESPN2, and of course the mothership itself.
Right. Yeah, I tell you, Sooner fans, and I'm sure Longhorn fans too, but I know Sooner fans for sure, pretty excited
Yes.
about being on. I don't know if you've seen the coming this fall, the SEC football ads coming this fall, but you
Yeah.
see the Sooners and Longhorns in those ads now. And that was kind of nice for me to see, honestly.
Yeah. And it is less than 2 months and it will become official.
It will be. Speaking of Sooner football, I will tell you, um, I guess in recruiting, I guess we
Mhm.
were kind of ranked number 8. Sooners were ranked number 8,
Yeah, in the
and
league.
in the league. And I think I saw something like they have to play 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, or something like that on their schedule for the fall.
Yeah, it's not going to be any cupcakes, folks.
No, none, absolutely none.
Especially when you open and you get greeted by Big Orange.
For Tennessee, right off the bat, game number 2, I believe, or 2 or 3, something like
Yeah,
that. It's the
it's going to be something else. Hopefully, the band, the Pride of the Southland,
I hope
shows.
so. I hope the Pride of Oklahoma gets to go to some of these away games, and I hope some of the away bands get to come to Norman this year. I think the fans would just absolutely love seeing some of those SEC bands at halftime.
Well, they won't see them. They will not march. I can tell you that because of my experience there in Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm.
Even LSU does not bring their full complement. They bring about, I think, 75 is about all that they can bring.
That's probably true. I know we send a pep band a lot of times, except to Texas and OSU were the only 2
Right,
exceptions.
right. Now, I think you'll see them, both teams, full bands will be there, but uh, the away teams do not march. I think the exception is going to be uh, when A&M goes back on the schedule uh, to play in Fayetteville, which will be 25 because A&M is the designated home team
Mm-hmm.
this coming season. So next year in 25,
So,
they'll come to Fayetteville.
speaking of A&M, kind of
Mhm.
seeing some rumors they're in talks with the Big Ten.
I
What do you
I
think
don't
about
think
that?
the Big Ten would take them. Uh, I know that A&M's got a ton of money to buy out whatever in the heck they can buy out. But I mean, my God, you there's a lot of hatred down there
Oh, I
with
know.
uh,
Of
A&M
Texas.
and Texas,
Yes.
and
And it's more than just a rivalry on the football field. I
no,
mean,
oh no,
it's
it's
the
statewide.
schools. Yes.
Yeah, they don't call Texas UT, they call them TU,
Yeah.
and which around here TU is University of Tulsa.
Yeah. It's not down there.
No, no, no. But you've got that's too much to money wise. I mean, my God, you're looking at probably 60 this year, and I'm talking million that you're going to get
Hmm.
uh, from the conference come July 1. Uh, the network is as big or bigger than the Big Ten network, and it's going to be diluted with the addition of UCLA and USC coming in. Uh, the Big Ten network is run by Fox. It's not run by ESPN.
Hmm.
So, um, so true that Fox has got some deep pockets, but it's not as deep as ESPN and Disney. So I kind of question what they're doing there if they're trying to talk to them. Uh, they have went through a couple of ADs. In fact, they're on another AD. In fact, that AD is Trev Alberts now. And that might be one of the reasons why you're hearing Big Ten, because guess where he came from? Nebraska.
Oh, okay. Okay, that would make sense.
Yep. And I think it might just be a feeler, but I think you best better stay where you at, because the exit fee is going to be 9 figures probably.
I just wondered if it was because they hated the University of Texas so bad.
Well, it's part of it, but Albers became the AD down, and there was some talk in Fayetteville that Yurachek was looking at that thing, and he was probably thinking, go back down there, because close to Houston, because that's where he came from.
I see.
He was the AD at the University of Houston, and there was Calipari, before he took the Arkansas job, after he had talked to Yurachek, made a phone call to Kelvin Sampson to find out, I think, a little bit more about him, along with that walk that the priest told him to take, an hour as the Arkansas coach and an hour as the Kentucky coach. And when he got done, he liked what he was seeing in Fayetteville, and he's starting to assemble his team. He's got right now he's got 7 players, and they are some transfers from Kentucky, Adu from Tennessee, plus he's got, I think, 3 freshmen that's stayed on board. So it'll be interesting to see what else he gets between now and, say, summertime.
Yeah, I will.
And I would venture to say, whenever they draw up the ball games over there at Fayetteville, if they get an ESPN game, I would not be surprised one bit if he's able, and I think he will be. He's very good friends with one Dick Vitale, and there was one ball game, back 2 games, that the A team was there. One of them I worked, which is the Duke game, and the other one was the Kentucky game, and I didn't get to work because they did college game day there. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Dickie V make 1 or 2 trips to Fayetteville come next season, if he gets the green light to start calling games again. So, well, anything else that we can conjure up before we sign off this week?
About all I know. Just you guys keep it safe out there in Oklahoma.
Well,
We're
we'll
fighting.
try to.
We had some snow, and you guys are getting tornadoes. So, kind of crazy weather.
You were saying you would rather be back here in duck and cover mode.
Yeah. Yeah, I had actually. I told a friend of mine last night, said I was watching Travis Meyer on News on 6 and getting a little homesick.
Well, you saw not only him, but David Payne. I was watching it last night.
Saw David Payne and Travis Meyer, and good to see Vaughn out in the storm driving around.
Yeah, and Vaughn he covers for 6, and his brother covers for 9.
Yep.
So, yeah, but it was when Mom and I were about ready to go to bed last night, that spinner that hit Barnsdall, it had just started forming, and David was saying, "Uh-oh, this one this is not good.
Yeah. Same way with Bartlesville. I've got some family in Bartlesville, and I was watching that one a little concerned. And then getting a little concerned, of course, the family lives, daughter and her family live right off of Fort Gibson Lake in Hobart, and I was seeing some red going over Wagner, Muskogee, Fort Gibson Lake, Sequoia Park, Peggs, and Lost City, and that's right in their area. So
Mm-hmm.
getting a
Yeah,
little concerned there. But
we
my
had,
daughter's my daughter's like me. I checked with her this morning. She said, "Oh, I slept through the whole thing." So
yeah, I woke up about 1:30 when it started really blowing. We didn't get a lot of rain according to my rain gauge. I'm going to go out and take a look, see if it's plugged up again. But I've got one of these self-emptying uh, rain gauges, and it only showed 800s, and then came back from Tulsa and it showed 12. So I need to go out there and take a look and see. Okay, we got something in there that's causing it not to go down. That's something I need to go out and look at and do that after we get done. So,
yeah,
well, hopefully we talk about some gold medals and maybe a state championship for the baseball team at THS on next week's version. And probably after that, we're going to be able to probably shut down for a while to get, because we won't have much to talk about.
yeah, I know. May have to take off for this summer
I
until
think we
football
need
time starts
to
back.
till around the first part of August and see what the Big Four looks like. OU, OSU, TU, and Arkansas will have two teams in the SEC we can talk about.
Yep.
Uh, OSU with a Big 12. Oh, and speaking about OSU, they found a new head coach for the wrestling team.
Oh, really? Did that happen yesterday or
That
today?
happened yesterday, and they have found a guy who was the on the Olympic team, from what it looks like.
Really?
As soon as I pull him up, yeah, here we go. David Taylor
Oh,
is
wow.
the new wrestling coach. Big shoes to fill uh, with the retirement of John Smith. Uh, put these on. He is only the eighth head coach in wrestling
Really?
at OSU.
Wow, all those years.
All these years, yes. Uh, he was a he was an Olympic gold medalist, 3-time winner at the World Championships, 2-time Danny Hodge Trophy winner, 2-time NCAA champion, 4-time NCAA finalist, 4-time Big Ten champion.
Wow.
So he has the credentials. So
Wow.
he was wrestled for Penn State. Enough said.
Fantastic.
Uh,
Congrats to OSU for getting them a good one.
here, 134-3 on the mat with 50 sticks and 42 technical falls
Wow.
in his career. So
Wow.
92 of 132 wins was either by pinfall or a technical fall, which is 15 points or more. So, and we'll see how things go. And with somebody coming from the Big Ten to Stillwater,
Be a
uh,
little different, isn't it?
it's going to be a whole lot different.
Be a little different.
I would say things might be looking up at Oklahoma State. He's going to get that Big Ten mentality.
Yeah, and honestly, I hope so. It's going to be funny hearing me say that, but You know, schools are known for different things, and OSU's been known for so long as a wrestling school.
Yes.
And, you know, it's been kind of sad to watch them kind of drop a little bit in the last few
Yes.
years. So I'd like to see OSU get back. You know, we got a Tahlequah guy from many years ago that I was in high school with, Mike Sheets, who was
Yeah.
national champion and
Two-time
OSU
national
wrestler.
champion.
Yeah. And, you know, that was quite a crown jewel for Tahlequah High School. So I'd like to
And
see some
Wyatt,
more.
his son, Wyatt, he was an All-American in his day at Oklahoma State. So, yeah, the Sheets name is very well known around here in Stillwell.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens with the orange and black when the wrestling starts up come November. So that's going to do it this week for the Cover 4 podcast. And like I say, next week we'll talk about the state track meet and also how Tahlequah did in the 5A state baseball tournament in Oklahoma City. For my partner, Randy Gibson, I'm Jim Trickett. We'll talk to you next week. It'll be the final edition of the Cover 4 podcast for the spring of 2024. We'll see you then.